Hey, what's up? This is Michael.
Simon Sanga.
Welcome to another episode of Techroad. So, tuliongelea the OpenAI event on the same week. Kulikuwa na Google I.O.
Yep.
Hey, it was a lot. So, labda.
What's the long form of Google I.O.?
That's actually very interesting. You see,
it's in and out.
It's not in and out. Actually, ukiangalia where the word Google comes from, it comes from that the long word. It's a very long number, like an infinite number in math. So Google I.O. So from what I looked, the I think it represents a 1, which is the first number.
Okay.
And the O is the last number in that infinite number. So Google I.O.
I never thought of Google I.O., but now I'm thinking, what is Google I.O.?
Yeah, you see, it makes you think.
In and out. Kumbe ni moja na sifuri.
Mambo unaweza usiaone sehemu nyingine.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah. So Google I.O. ni Techroad. Well, it's why we're here. It's why we're here. It's why other people are here too.
It's like decoding function to try to decode.
See, we are trying to decode.
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to make what's not known easy to know.
And we want you to be entertained, but to inform is another thing. But this is purely, let's make sure you're informed properly, but as well entertained.
Okay.
All right. So tell us about Google I.O.
Google I.O. So Google I.O. ni conference inafanyika kila mwaka.
Yeah.
Inafanyika kila mwaka, ni conference given by Google to developers. Yes, it's basically a developers conference. Kwa watu wanaopenda software and coding, and this is like Christmas.
Okay. Interesting. Last year, nakumbuka 2023 on 10th of May last year.
You see?
2023.
Software people.
Yeah.
This is Christmas. But was software on a season. This is the season.
Yeah.
This is the season. Alafu kuna sisi watu wa devices, Techroad inakuja. Techroad is coming. So yeah. Well, this time.
This is, I mean, the I.O. big part was Gemini.
Yeah, tunasema we're in the Gemini era. We're in the Gemini era.
Acha. It's a thing, eh?
It's a thing now.
Gemini era.
We're in the Gemini era. I started thinking. I was actually very impressed with what they showed. So when we talk about it, we'll see in the end. Yeah, were we both impressed?
Yeah.
All right.
We're talking about Gemini era, bro.
Yeah, well, we're saying era. Gemini era now.
Interesting. It's really interesting. What really interests me is what is happening. Kuna OpenAI, ChatGPT-4 Omni, and then now kuna Gemini. Gemini inakuja kwa kasi kubwa na inakwambia ni era yake.
Yeah.
So tell me why are you saying that? Those are strong words.
Something that I realized after watching the Gemini presentation na kuangalia hii OpenAI.
Yeah.
I think kuna some sort of step that has been taken now with most of these leading AI companies.
Yeah, it's true.
This thing of AI kuwa multimodal.
Yeah, multimodal in the future.
I think it's kind of the same. So Gemini is basically unaweza kuchukua kama Google Assistant that can now take in more than text.
Okay.
So now inachukua text, inachukua images, inachukua video, inachukua hadi sound.
Okay.
You see? Kwa hiyo sasa hivi point ni kuifanya iwe inaweza kuinteract with the world kama wewe. Kama wewe as a person. Okay, so in different forms. So sasa hivi So Google Assistant, I don't know if you say Google Assistant is dead. Or Google Assistant has gone through puberty. Google Assistant. Something happened to Google Assistant. It didn't die, it grew up.
Wow, it grew up. Interesting.
Google Assistant grew up became Gemini.
Gemini.
Figured out the world is not.
Gemini is a matured Google
It's a mature Google Assistant.
Wow.
You see, you could say it like that.
What's strong words?
You'd say it's a matured because kuna Bard ilikuja.
Yeah,
there was a time we were hearing about Bard inafanya nini, and then Bard died.
So Bard was a season.
Bard was a you see, there was no Bard era.
There was no Bard era. You know, when you think about Google and Gemini, yeah, when you say era, it makes sense. Now I'm thinking about it in terms of look, how many people are using Android phones?
A lot.
And I think you're going to talk about it kwamba I think the advantage ambazo walionayo watu wa Google ni kwamba distribution yao it's big. Android phone, literally kila mtu anatumia Android phone, all that at one point ameshika Android phone, especially in context ya Africa, Asia, where there is an emerging market, right? So the whole emerging market have been used to Android phones. We can see Latin America, Africa, Asia, even Europe, some parts. The only place ambao labda wasipate watu wengi sana ni America, North America. Lakini really, the fact kwamba wana distribution of devices already, it's a key thing. The ownership here Android and on it keep the Gemini is like really match made in hell.
Is it a match made in hell? I don't know. So ukiangalia sasa ni kweli actually in the US is where Apple has the biggest market share.
True.
Lakini ukiangalia huko other markets, Apple only has like 25% of market share. Alafu, which is still big, but then it's not as big as it is in the US.
Yes.
Over 90% of young people in the US are said to be using iPhones.
Yeah.
So you see, so Android is big out here.
Yeah. And I think the thing is, which I believe, ukiangalia hata Android, iPhones na iOS, they haven't have anything substantial ya reach level ya Gemini. Even the capability we are going to talk about, and inakuwa advantage. Kuna mtu mmoja alisema kwamba, sio mtu mmoja, I think this is a common knowledge now, kwamba distribution is king, right? And if you have distribution nzuri, everything is set. Na the fact kwamba Google, they can just pick, usiku wa leo kama okay, Android phone zote zina Gemini, they can do it.
They can do that.
Really has become an era.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yani they're coming in strong.
Yeah, very strong.
So I may release Gemini 1.5 Pro, which is now changing up things.
Okay.
So if you look in your Google Assistant, in where you used to access Google Assistant before, now it asks you to try Gemini.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to try it right now.
Try it right now. Wherever you used, so in your home screen, kama ulikuwa una used to long press the home button.
It was this, eh? Yes.
It says try Gemini.
For some reason, it's open Gemini. It
doesn't ask.
Open, yeah.
I've seen
This
Pixel.
is Gemini, and
you're using
it has
Google's
voice, it has camera, it has mic and keyboard.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
As Google's baby, that phone gets all the best features.
Yeah, Pixels.
Yeah.
So there's a reason why I bought a Pixel.
I can see that now. Kwa hiyo sasa, all of this Gemini, so the Gemini era coming into all Android, it is now in all Google user products.
Okay.
Not just Android, but it's in workspace.
Okay.
Now, yeah, it's in workspaces, in email, and docs, Google Sheets.
Wow, can you imagine that?
It's everywhere. You see?
Imagine how many people are using Google Email like Gmail.
I think it's standard. You can't have an Android without having a Gmail.
Think about it. I mean, if they can only put it within their Google Email, the market share is bigger than
it's
all.
Very big.
Kwa sababu even katika Marekani wenyewe, I'm sure the largest email provider ni Google Gmail, even kwa US. Yeah. So if kama wanaweza find a way to utilize kwamba iwe very visible kwenye Gmail as an application on its own, like standalone. That's really advantageous on now. But it's become an era.
Yeah, easy keynote speech, man. Easy keynote speech. When you watch a keynote speech, you get out there and thinking this thing is perfect.
Yeah.
We saw it with Humane, we saw it with Rabbit, we saw it with OpenAI.
Yeah.
Except for OpenAI, there was some...
Yeah. Speaking talking about Gemini, tell us more. What do you think in terms of capabilities? What can Gemini do right now?
There's a lot. So, okay, so using some few examples, let's talk about some few, because the keynote was very long and we can't talk about everything.
But wait.
Yeah.
Before we go there, maybe you can give us brief. What is Gemini?
So Gemini is a multimodal. How can we call it? Do we call it an assistant?
Yeah, we call it assistant.
Let's call it an assistant. So it's a multimodal assistant that it can interpret different forms of input. So it can interpret text, video, and image, and sound, and it can use that to give you the accurate information that you want.
I think that's summarizing everything. So
yeah.
One of the point ambao umeongelea hapo, and I just emphasize ni kwamba different inputs, right? Sio lazima utype, sio lazima uongee, sio lazima iwe picture, muone. Inaweza kuwa combination for all three.
It's true.
Ndio. Kwa hiyo inakuwa ni multimodal. Yani multimodal feature yake ni kwamba unaweza have different input, different ways. Yeah. Now in terms of output, can it produce videos or pictures?
Yes, it can give everything. This is why I'm saying we might actually be in the like something might be coming from this. So kwenye keynote walionyesha images that you can produce an image. One of the examples walizokuwa wanatoa, it was meant to be funny, of this guy producing an image of a cat playing a guitar. And then it shows other people saying create an image of something else, very many things. Then it comes back to that guy that says make a picture of a cat.
Oh yeah,
playing the guitar. So he did that like 3 times. And then his friends were like, it can do more than this, right? Yeah. And then again he said make a picture of a cat playing the guitar.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yes.
I think they were highlighting one key point kwamba hata sisi wenyewe tusitumie hizi model, kwa sababu kuna one thing you start thinking about, okay, AI can only help me maybe scheduling a calendar, or can help me creating these pictures or logos, but there is more you can do. I think they are trying to highlight that kwenye video.
They are trying to highlight it so much. So much into the most basic things that you do.
Yes. Now the fact kwamba umesema kwamba it's a Gemini era, it really makes sense kwamba it's multimodal to produce different output or accept different input. I think they can even accept videos.
Yes, it can take in videos now, even documents actually.
Imagine that. So the future is bright.
The future is very bright, and considering the Gemini logo is a star.
Now one more thing. So when you compare Gemini and ChatGPT, Omni, some zimekuwa released similar on there.
Yeah.
What do you think in terms of performance?
I think we should hold that question.
Sure now.
We should hold the question. Look at the capabilities.
Yes.
And then we can compare.
Yeah. We really need to be cautious now, patient kwa sababu kama niliangalia siku ile ninakumbuka kuna ile pale apartment kwa audio pre-recorded, umeona zile videos kwa inaonekana demo lakini still
is pre-recorded.
Yeah, the audio is pre-recorded. Kwa inamaanisha kwamba maybe there are things are true, some of things are not true, and until you use it, you cannot say what is really capable.
Yeah, I think it needs to be your own experience ndio itasema zaidi
about
performance yake. So basic things, sema vitu gani? Basic things kwa mfano walichoonyesha ni picha. Like Google Photos, Gemini has been embedded in Google Photos now. Google Photos can now so Gemini has access to all your photos, and it can find context or form a history.
Okay.
So one of the examples ilikuwa ni mtu amempiga picha mtoto wake going to swimming lessons. Tangu akiwa mdogo hadi anakuwa.
Okay.
You see, and then baadaye akaja kumuuliza Gemini to tell them about the progress of the child. Kwa hiyo inaweza kutumia zile picha zote kama history na inaonyesha when they were taken na kuonyesha the growth of that one. But what really astonished me, walimuuliza Gemini, what is my number plate ya gari?
Okay.
What is my number plate?
Okay.
I searched hiyo kitu in Google Photos, and Google Photos was able to say the number plate. Yeah. So we have not tried that ourselves. That is what was shown in the demo.
Yeah. It should be there. It makes sense in one aspect. Come back, fikiria this way. Think this way. If I can see the progress za mtoto kwanzia mdogo, I can even contextualize kwamba this is the same person from 2010 up to now. How is the same person over time anapokuwa, right? I think it's rahisi sana kufikiria kwamba hii ndio plate number.
It's true.
Yeah.
Kwa sababu itaangalia maybe which model of car has most pictures.
Yeah.
And they'll know that which kwanza ni ipi ambayo imepigwa sana with that phone.
Yes.
So it can tie the ownership with the car. So I think it's very possible. It's already been done. So
yeah. Speaking about the future, kuna kitu moja tumeongea hapo kwamba kusema this is the era ya Gemini. So let's talk a bit about the history. What do you remember? Maybe it can be a good experience or the worst experience with BAD, because the before Gemini we had BAD, and then before BAD we had Lambda and those things. What do you remember? One thing experience about you can say this is.
I think my experience zaidi ni kwenye Google Assistant.
Okay.
I feel like BAD passed me.
Oh,
like a shadow.
Okay, but like a shadow. Water under the bridge. Interesting.
Passed me like water under the bridge.
Yeah. But it was lived a very short time. I mean, I think very short time. Like it set the stage. Kwa sababu kipindi kila kati anakuwa available. One of the things which kuna anafurahia kusbad, at least alikuwa when you ask the question, it gives you the response, but give you response kwenye text. That's the first of all, kama it was purely text based. That's one thing, which was good about BAD was in terms of giving different options. Kama draft 1, draft 2, draft 3. At least you can look at those things and compare. This make more sense, or this compare nile ya ChatGPT. You need to recreate. Okay, recreate itself. Sometimes it take time, na lag, you don't like that, but the recreation with the different drafts, that was really good for BAD for me.
Ndio maana nasema haya mambo unaweza kukuta like this growth ni kitu ambacho kinatokea, like mtu akikifanya mwenzake ndio anashtuka kwamba it's possible, because even GPT 3.5 it had different drafts of one answer.
Oh really?
Yeah, it had different drafts of one answer.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, I did. I tried it. So it answers your question 3 times. Yeah, so this is the first response, and you can go to the next one. Which one do you prefer the most? And then when you click that one, the other ones disappear.
Interesting. I mean, there's another thing which we can talk. I mean, this is not in the same direction of BAD and Gemini, but more Gemini compared to ChatGPT. And one of the things which me realize right now is that the only way Google can make Gemini competitive in terms of marketing strategy or business strategy wise, OpenAI, eventually there's a big chance that they will reduce the price for their model and allow more apps, right? Which means that we have another way to make money. But the way Google go right now, it seems like the only way they can make money from these LLMs is via subscriptions, right? So maybe speaking in that direction, that the potential ecosystem that OpenAI they can build, and the potential not so ecosystem that Gemini can build. What do you think? What do you think is in terms of the future of
in terms
Gemini?
of making money?
Yeah, in terms of making money.
In terms of making money, well, I also think subscription is one of the ways they are not going to abandon anytime soon.
Okay.
So subscription is going to stay. But are there any other ways of making money in this thing? So it's either you give us a few features, alafu zile features ambazo ni more advanced, you make people pay.
Okay.
Either that or make the entire thing paid. The changamoto ya hapo ni kwamba it's very hard for people to adapt to something that was once free.
Yeah.
Now you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
It happened also with the verification ticks kwa social media. About before, you just had to be an influential person, and having it was like it was like prestige. It was the equivalent of being rich.
You get it by lucky. You cannot figure out what the algorithm.
But
now you can just pay for it.
But now, now you can just pay for it. Don't worry, ours will be real. We won't pay for it.
But we're going to talk about that. I think what we should talk about X and the Grok. The AI Grok. I know there is other LLMs like Cloud, Anthropic, all this also doing, and Meta. I haven't explored them. But there's big potential there.
I saw it in the Google I/O keynote when they were talking about context. And they were talking about tokens. So they compared themselves to, they now accept 1 million, and they were taking in 1 million, but they're now taking in 2 million.
I mean, that's 2 million is a lot.
It's a lot. And 1 million, they said 1 million is way ahead of the following industry leader, which was Claude.
Imagine, I mean, I think this is a lot. Kwa sababu mimi unajua kitabu cha kawaida kinaweza kuwa na maneno kama 5,000 au 7,000. Kitabu cha kawaida 5,000 7,000 hadi 10,000. No. Essay za shuleni, zile essay za shuleni. Inaweza kama maneno 10,000. Sindio?
Hizo ni essay ngapi umekusanya?
Essay in dissertations.
Dissertations.
Not essay, dissertations. Na ugana maneno 10,000 or something like that. Tunaambiwa minimum 10,000. And the decision is substantial, so maybe 3 times near the thing, which make a book already. Because the thing you put up in million, that's more like 30 times.
Ni nyingi sana.
So kifikiria hivyo, I mean, these people are really ahead.
They're really ahead. They said that Gemini can accept a document of up to 1,500 pages. 1,500 pages. And it can give you, it can summarize it, or it can basically can do anything. You can just take it in. 1,500. That's a lot. That's a lot of pages.
There's something which I think we need to explore here. The APIs are Gemini. So I think kama wanapokea that big of the documents, it means there is a potential ya to create these specialized models. Right, like kind of foundation model upon the Gemini, and then we specialize maybe into fulani in context labda ya Tanzania, thinking about that, au kwenye context fulani yani. So there's that potential. So one thing we can check in the APIs as well.
It's true, but wameingia sana kwenye kama Gemini kwa walivyoonyesha, it's specialized. Ndio maana nasema wame-integrate into user products.
Okay.
Wameleta vitu vipya, Project Astra. This Project Astra, that they were showing this woman going around with her phone, anauliza vitu like, what do you see? And then says this is a speaker, and then anaanza maswali kuhusu hiyo speaker. Then akazunguka baadaye akaja akamuuliza, have you seen my glasses? So it remembered. You see there's VO, which is video generation. So video generation kama nani? The one called the one ya OpenAI.
Is this Sumo or
Sora?
Sora, yeah.
Yes. Sora. It's like Sora. And they did a lot. There is a family of open models. So they also do open models. They have a family. It's called Gemma, but now they've launched Gemma 2. Or you can use it to do, so you can use Gemini into making other very specific things.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
Yes, hiyo sasa ni kwa developer. Anaweza kutumia kufanya kitu chake kingine.
Yes.
Sisi watu wa kawaida sisi.
Kama mtu wa kawaida tu basi.
Sisi watu wa kawaida. At least tunafanya kwenye Gmail.
Okay. Yeah.
It's nice.
One of the thing about kuangalia ni kuhusu API and developers, you remember.
Yeah.
And the key thing which I'm thinking ni kwamba Google the way they are thinking about it probably ni kwamba okay, how can we leverage and simplify the overall implementation kwenye ecosystem yao kwanza, right? And then later on atafikiria labda kuhusu how can you make kwamba mtu wa kawaida anatumia AI. Right now utakuta mtu wa kawaida anaweza kutumia AI in a simple form kwamba find me image ya mtoto wangu anaogelea. Mbona I want to find the plate number ya gari yangu. Mbona so what is expected over time ni kwamba these things kwanza zitakuwa not as find, itakuwa ni kwamba it's basic information. Kama sasa hivi kwamba if I ask you anything you say Google it, right? Google it. They'll be reaching a point kwamba it be just pure like a Gemini something, Gemini it, okay, kama hicho. That is expected, and let's see what is popping in the near future.
Sasa hivi wameleta this thing kwa mfano kwenye search. Ukisema like you're googling something, now there's Gemini behind hapo nyuma pia. Wameleta this thing overview, wanaita overview. So you can ask it kwenye Google search, you can ask kama unaandika prompt. Like I need to plan maybe a vacation kwenda sehemu fulani. What are the best restaurants in the area, or what are the best hotels? So it will learn, it will take your prompt or whatever you've searched for in the area, afu inaenda kuangalia sasa what's available there, and then nakuletea an overview of all you might need. So they call it overview, and then chini yake sasa ndio zinakuja links. So now it's not just links kuanzia mwanzo. Kuna overview. Same way kwenye they have a learning language model.
I saw that one.
Same way ambao you can feed in learning material kama ni books au nini, and then it gives you an overview of the books in summary, or it can give you an FAQ, and astonishingly it can teach you using conversations. Like it makes its own conversations, it makes its own voices, and teaches you what you want, and now you can interrupt. Like ikiwa naongea you tell it Apple something like this sijaelewa, or repeat this, or teach me in a different way. It stops and it does what you say.
Wow, so there's so much.
There's so much. You think we're at a point where we can start comparing Gemini and GPT-4?
Personally, I think yes. Because kuna different aspects. I think each university, Stanford, they always compare, I think daily, if not weekly. Daily, I think they compare different performance and different models. See, but later on a recent comparison, but there's big chance, of course, kwamba Gemini anaweza kuwa na stack almost similar to GPT-4. Lakini at the same time kuna watu kama kina Meta. I think we should not overlook them actually, kwa sababu those guys as much wanakuwa na kind of behind their models of disadvantages, kwamba zinaweza more aggressive kwa sababu wanakuwa na ile idea of what to do. Well, the first one is good thing, but it's not always a good thing. Kama kuna ile kusema kwamba the early bird eat the worm. Ndio, the early bird. The early bird eat the worm.
I don't know where the worm is.
Yes. The second survives. Ndio. Ndio hivyo. Kwa the second, sometimes you have to survive kwa sababu all the failures ambazo nilipata ile ya kwanza, kind of having an idea.
Yeah, you already know what you're going to face.
Kwamba mfano tunajua kwamba Google ata integrate kwenye apps zao zote, office apps zao. Kwa sababu pia wameshaona kwamba Microsoft wanafanya the same thing with ChatGPT. Similarly,
Copilot.
Yes, so Meta, they cannot be stupid and say, hey, we studied it like a standalone application. It be integrated within the application.
Look at good icon Instagram.
Actually, it's there. The Meta AI there in Instagram.
It's in Instagram. Even is this the algorithm that we always keep talking about?
No, it's not the algorithm. Algorithm is something else. So I think kwa sisi kwa sababu tunaishi dunia tatu hajapata bado. Lakini wenzetu washapata. Niona hata kuna mtu alikuwa amepost kwenye Twitter, I think.
What does it do, sir?
But it kind of help you to kind of be organized, right? So instead of you planning, struggle planning, you can plan, and it
can help you plan.
And in addition to that, most of the tools Meta ni communication are to be shared and to be connected with your family. So it means maybe these models za Meta, they can be used even kwenye kama agents on the large action models, sababu they are really directly integrated kwenye communication between people, and you can execute this task to support the other thing. Okay, let me put my calendar and send an email to this and send a message to number XXS or to my aunt, and then tell them this will be happening on this day without you. Alright. Kwa uwezekano wa kufanya vitu kama hivyo ni mkubwa sana.
I saw one of the things I saw when I was watching that keynote. Ni kuna kitu alikisema mtu pale, nikakiona kama vile ni a low blow kwa mtu mwingine. It said one of our goals is to make this thing accessible to everyone. That might be a low blow to someone who only makes things accessible to their own people. I'll give you time to digest that. You will figure it out somewhere in the future. Someone who holds you in a walled garden.
Interesting.
Someone.
I got you.
Yes. So you see, it might be using the weakness of a competitor to grow themselves.
Yeah. This distribution part of the Google is a bit small maybe. Any distribution itawaruhusu wa grow faster, wa experience all these issues mapema kuliko mtu ambaye ana low distribution. Right?
Yeah, kama uliona ile circle to search was announced in Samsung.
Yes, Samsung. Was it Samsung first? Yeah. It was an Android thing.
It's an Android thing, but Samsung Android, Samsung's UI, one UI is powered by Android. Yeah. So circle to search will save so much time. It's already saving so much time. But then come to think of it, if Gemini has integrated itself into, if Google has integrated Gemini into Google Assistant and made Google Assistant so much stronger, don't you think for something like Siri, it deserves like some kind of upgrade like that, or else it's going to be left behind when everyone else is growing?
Yeah, so kuna kitu ambacho I've seen, something which I've seen, noticed in kwamba there's a big chance kwamba Siri atakuwa upgraded by ChatGPT. It's not yet clear, but there is all these memes and indication kwamba OpenAI that talks with Apple about that possibility. So that's something we can wait to see.
At some point, you just have to conform to the market. You just have to join the rest of us because we are growing. I guess that's been it. I don't know if there's going to be another event soon.
Events are coming up big time. Let's see what's popping.
Yeah. Let's see what's going to happen. Subscribe on Instagram. Follow us. Wait, no. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Like and comment our content.
You can subscribe on Instagram.
Yes, you can subscribe on Instagram. Right? We need to release like exclusive content.
Yeah, exclusive
for people.
Yes.
Will you pay for what you didn't pay for before? See? Yeah. So that's been it for this week. Have a nice time.